Senator, any time, as you know, any time there is a crisis of any kind, whether it's Hurricane Katrina, this terrible earthquake in China, or financial crises like the housing and foreclosure crisis, what we're challenged by is how do we prevent it from happening again, and what do we do about the current mess? A lot of the legislation that you've worked on with your colleagues and what members of Congress have worked on addresses the future licensing requirements for some of these mortgage lenders who acted imprudently and improperly, making sure that predatory lending practices are corrected, and so on. Those are preventative measures. But there's also been the Save the Dream legislation that you and your colleagues got passed through the legislature. That helps our Michigan Housing Authority use its bonding authority to buy some mortgages and refinance some of these mortgages. But I'll tell you, this housing and foreclosure crisis is unlike anything we've ever seen. And so I think for purposes of this discussion, we need to challenge ourselves as parents and homeowners and members of society to be smarter about the way we do our financial transactions. And then we also have to roll up our sleeves and figure out what we can do about the current mess.
Yeah. Well, two or three other subjects I would like to hit with you. We've talked about the housing industry and how that's hurt us, or it's hurt right now. How has it directly affected credit unions?
Well, you know, as the economy goes, so go financial institutions. We are starting to see some rumblings or hear some rumblings about bank failures. Credit unions are not immune from that. But what I would say about credit unions is because credit unions are more focused on consumer loans and lending responsibly to their members, we have not seen the kind of economic stress with credit unions that we have seen in other sectors. So I think, yes, we are seeing an increase in foreclosure activity. Yes, we're seeing an increase in defaults and delinquency on loans. But credit unions are weathering the storm pretty well.
You know, I have heard that because the members are the owners and they know each other, that the quality of the loans is, well, a step
that helps.
Above.
It is a step above, and people feel more of an obligation, I think, to honor their commitments, especially where in many cases the credit unions are stretching to help people of modest means and moderate means get into these loans in the first place.
No, a credential of yours that I didn't mention, you're a member of the Governor's Council of Economic Advisors, are
Correct.
you? Tell us a bit about that and the duties.
Well, it's been a real honor and a great experience for me. It's giving me some personal insight into the Michigan economy and where it's headed. And you know, it's so easy to talk about the negatives. Yeah, we have a lot of problems. We have the highest unemployment rate in the country, and we have the third highest foreclosure rate, and all these other very negative things. But I really think that a lot of the recovery in Michigan will have to do with attitude. And each of us has to realize that it starts by us becoming, you know, hard workers, being entrepreneurial, looking for opportunities to help our communities and help in whatever sphere of influence we have. And I think that it won't take long before we'll start to see businesses coming back here because our home prices are at an exceptional value right now. It's a great place to live. We have some great sports franchises. We have great vacation area up north, great golf courses, on and on. And I think that we're going to turn the corner. I'm pretty optimistic about our economy, but we have some tough sledding ahead for the next several months or even a couple of years maybe.
You know, those ideas about attitude and having the guts to go on and weathering this, I think that those sorts of ideas are really what got our people through, well, the Depression and World War II and the other economic downturns that we've had. And I think those are great words for us to remember.
And I think perspective is important. Right now as we speak, there are all kinds of tragedies occurring around the world. The earthquake in China, and the hurricane, and the tornadoes, and the devastation that is taking place in other parts of the country and the world. And here we are, somewhat immune, knock on wood, to some of the natural disasters, and we are just having to weather our economic storm. And I think there's light at the end of the tunnel.
I do too. Well, we've got a new film industry getting started, and we're looking to incentivize some of our energy producers, and we have you. So Michigan has a future that I think remains bright. We just have to keep moving in the right direction.
I agree.
I'm Senator Roger Kahn. This is about the time that we have for today's program. We're lucky to have with us Dave Adams.
Thank
you.
I
thank you for sharing some time with us.
For more information on how credit unions can help you learn to care for your financial health, visit lovemycreditunion.com.